again, they're saying I'm supporting him and this and that. I'm looking at his book. He wrote a book. That's how I got connected. And in his book, one of his stories is my case a few years later. So that is why I hooked up with him. He is in Indiana. I don't see why anybody would be like, hey, I'm a sex offender, and be so public about it if he really truly was. I mean, he definitely is saying that it's not true. I'm going to read through these documents. I'm going to approach him and talk to him more. But I would never, ever, ever be okay with anybody molesting a child. So, yeah, I also know that in my own case, 20 years ago, those cops lied. I know that in December of last year, it's going to come out because I'm going to sue. I'm going to look at taking care of the police department legally and what they did to me for a false arrest. They lied. They flat out lied. They said I never tried to get help. I have it recorded. So sometimes the statements from police officers, and then Madison County, where I have just found the lost videos of the Madison County incident with the detective where they actually put me in a court record stating that I interfered and stopped an interview. Well, I have the recording to say different. I have it to where the little girl who was supposedly attacked and was kidnapped, which was all a lie, but I have the video of her saying she didn't want to do it. I have the video of the parents saying, look, we need to seek legal advice. Then I have the cop never contacting, never following through when he said, it's okay, we don't have to do it. And then they forced a little girl off of all false statements when I was unable to go to court. Because, see, I wasn't, even though I was the one being punished and told that I did this, they didn't let me in the court hearing. They didn't have me testify. They didn't say that I did that. They just took this guy's, CPS and the cop's word. Well, guess what? They thought the videos were gone. They're not. And I have every bit of it a lie. So I try to believe that somebody would not be out here going, hey, I'm a convicted sex offender. But I was wrongfully convicted. Most of those don't ever put themselves out publicly. But I am so glad that you are helping me, paying attention, and giving me that. And thank you for looking out for me. Instead of being one of those haters online that are like, oh my God, she's supporting pedophiles. No, I don't. I don't. A lot of people are dealing with this guy because he wrote a book. And again, there's a lot of people that have been wrongfully convicted to the point, again, where somebody would write a book about it. Not saying he didn't because I wasn't there and I don't know, but his daughter, his own 23-year-old daughter is willing to come onto onto my show and speak. So that right there will tell you, he has another daughter. I'm going to talk to her, see what she says. Yes, I definitely want to know because I'm already seeing that they're attacking me online and I'm not even sure what they're saying I'm supporting him for. Like, I'm not out here doing anything but talking about his book and about Indiana and DCS's problems. Again, I will never, ever be okay with that. But this man's been honest with me. He's never lied. He goes out here and publicly says it. And trust me, there's men that are accused of things. He told me the whole story. But I want to look at this stuff first because I didn't have that. Yes, people definitely jump to conclusions, but I'm also friends with a guy that murdered somebody. The guy's in prison, and he was, I want to say 14 or something, accidentally killed somebody during a robbery. He was doing wrong. So yes, he was doing wrong. He was gangbanging and around the wrong crowd, and he went to rob a drug dealer, and he killed him. And he's been in prison since before he was an adult. I want to say he went in at 17, maybe it was 16, 17. Again, I apologize. It was very young. And now he's developed this entire mentoring program, and he means the world to me. But he killed a man. So sometimes we have to understand that even the ugly need support at times. So I am not saying that child molesters can change. I'm not saying that. But when people go through hard times, you're not supposed to abandon them. And one of the things, again, is you're right. People will jump to conclusions, and that's okay. I don't think that that's the kind of people I would want in my life. Because, again, I am looking at all the paperwork. I have a bunch of the stuff. I have his book. I have his daughter talking to me. And I've been very honest with him and told him what is going on, told him that I'll take the hits. Doesn't mean I'll be public with him, but I'm also a reporter to a certain extent. People keep forgetting that I'm not just an advocate. In fact, these haters have made me at the point where I'm really considering closing the foundation and just going through broadcasting, journalism, activism, and mentoring, I should say, on the side. So I just don't want to turn people away that are innocent. I myself, 20 years ago, was accused of allowing a man to beat my child wrongfully. I watched as a cop told me I would either testify or lose my daughter. And when I could not testify because, number one, I was not there. Number two, I would never leave my kid with anybody that would abuse them. And number three, he was a cop. And I was a 911 operator. And I watched as this detective lied in his statements on the stand. He perjured himself, all to get the end results that he wanted. So not only that, but last year in 2018, I was retaliated against for exposing a cop that refused to take a domestic violence report. Again, cops lied. I was charged with filing a false report 3 days later after I blasted him with 10,000 hits on what an asshole he was. 3 days later, they show up at my door with a warrant for false reporting on a domestic that I have documented many times. They said I never asked for a report. That's not true. I've got evidence to prove that I did. So I'm going to take this back. One thing that I've recommended to him is that if he is innocent, he start looking at ways to fix that, a remonstrance or whatever he needs to do. But this man wrote a book. He's a public person, and that's where my interest lies. I've never even mentioned his name. So I'm not sure what the hell is going on here, unless somebody's in my fucking private in-message boxes where we talk about his book and stuff. Again, probably hacked, and people are fucking lying and twisting. Well, I just found out some things too. This man is on Family Forward Project. He has other people that have spoke out for him. He's given me names, and here's the deal is he just mentioned a documentary to me, and if I would help him, I haven't given him any answers, but in that, he told me that a couple people were pissed off because they felt they had the idea to make a documentary. It's kind of the same thing with Indiana Grandma, who supposedly had an event planned, and I did my own event, but somehow now I stole her event. It's stupid. People are fucking stupid. It's sickening. I've been friends with this guy on my page for a while. It's not like we just now have been friended. He's been following me for some time. And again, nobody has spoke up against him until the trolls, moles, and assholes. He has some paperwork and stuff that he's going to give me in regards to some of this. So again, he's not going to be on the show tomorrow, but I'm not going to unfriend somebody till I find out the truth, because that's the whole reason I'm here. They wanted me to turn against somebody, and the reason I didn't. And that's the reason that they came at me. Guilty by association, and we don't like her, so if you don't not like her, you are going to get treated like shit and be a pedophile supporter or a fraud or a liar or a slut. Just sad, dude. It's just sad. Yeah, and that's not a big deal. I mean, again, now all of a sudden he wants to do a documentary. Nobody's ever said anything about his book or anything like that. He just wants to do a documentary to help other people. How is that horrible? Can you tell me why it's been associated with me? Like, did he post something? I mean, how did people even associate me with him? Because I haven't talked about him at all. I just saw it on my, on the haters posting all over my picture on Shara Michelle's. I saw something about now I'm promoting a convicted child molester and this and that. Again, I didn't know anything about it until I just went over there, and then it seems that everybody is now talking and giving this guy crap, and he's been in this movement way before me, way longer than me, and nobody's ever bothered him. He's, again, a member of the Family Forward Project. So really?